What does it mean to age with style? Not to fight time, not to chase trends meant for another generation, but to move through life with a quiet elegance that becomes more magnetic with every passing year. Candice Bergen at 78 is giving us a masterclass we didn't know we needed. While the world obsesses over youth, she's walking red carpets and living her life with a presence that stops people mid-scroll. There's no desperate attempt to look 40. No apologizing for gray hair or laugh lines, just effortless chicness. And here's what's fascinating. Her style hasn't become old-fashioned, it's become timeless. The same principles she's followed for decades are the ones that make her look so incredibly current today. So what's her secret? How does someone maintain such visual authority without ever seeming like they're trying too hard? Today, we're breaking down the 7 style pillars that make Candice Bergen's wardrobe a blueprint for sophisticated dressing after 50. Because this is the conversation we should all be having. 1. The foundation of timeless tailoring. Let's start where Candice always starts, with impeccable tailoring. If there's one constant throughout her decades in the spotlight, it's this. She understands that nothing elevates a look quite like clothes that fit beautifully. We're not talking about tight or body conscious. We're talking about garments that follow the body's natural lines without clinging or drowning the frame. A blazer with shoulders that sit exactly where they should, trousers that skim the hip and fall cleanly to the ankle, a coat that balances structure with ease. This is the foundation of looking polished without looking done. Candice rarely wears anything shapeless, but she also never looks constrained. There's breathing room, there's comfort, but there's always intention. And here's what we often miss. Good tailoring doesn't require a Hollywood budget. It requires knowing your body, choosing pieces with clean lines, and sometimes, yes, finding a trusted tailor who can adjust an inseam or take in a waist. That small investment transforms everything. Because when clothes fit properly, you look confident. And confidence? That's the secret ingredient that no amount of money can buy. 2. The quiet power of a neutral palette. Now let's talk about color, or rather, the strategic absence of it. Candice Bergen has built much of her signature style around a beautifully restrained palette. Navy, camel, cream, charcoal, soft white, black. These aren't boring colors, they're powerful ones. Because here's the truth about neutrals. They create visual calm. They allow you to be the focal point, not your clothes. When you're not competing with busy patterns or loud hues, something shifts. People see your face first, your expression, your presence. And there's a sophistication in that restraint that bright colors often can't achieve. Does this mean Candice never wears color? Of course not. But when she does, it's deliberate. A rich burgundy, a deep forest green, always in service of the overall look, never overpowering it. For those of us over 50, this approach is liberating. You don't need a closet bursting with every shade imaginable. You need a thoughtfully curated collection that works together seamlessly. Imagine opening your wardrobe and knowing that nearly everything coordinates. That's the gift of a neutral foundation. It's not limiting, it's freeing. 3. Quality over quantity always wins. Here's where Candice Bergen's approach becomes genuinely revolutionary in our fast fashion world. She invests in quality and wears pieces for years, not seasons. Years, decades even. You'll see her in the same beautiful cashmere coat she wore 5 years ago, and somehow it looks better now because it's lived in, loved, and exceptionally made. This is the philosophy that never goes out of style. Buy less, buy better. One extraordinary wool blazer will serve you infinitely better than 5 trendy jackets that lose their shape after 3 washes. A pair of well-made leather loafers will carry you through countless occasions, while cheap alternatives languish in your closet unworn. Quality fabrics, real wool, silk, cashmere, Italian cotton, they drape better, they last longer, they feel better against your skin. And here's something Candice understands intuitively. Quality pieces actually become more comfortable over time. They mold to you. They age gracefully. This doesn't mean every item needs to be designer. It means being discerning. Checking seams, feeling fabric weight, choosing natural fibers when possible, building a wardrobe you'll actually want to wear year after year. Because style isn't about having the most, it's about having the right things. 4. The understated grace of minimal accessories. Watch Candice Bergen at any event and notice what's not there. No statement necklaces competing for attention. No stacks of bangles. No logo-covered bags screaming for recognition. Instead, simple gold hoops, a classic watch, a structured leather handbag in cognac or black, maybe a delicate chain. This minimalist approach to accessories is where true elegance lives. Because when you're not adorned with everything, each piece you choose carries more weight. A beautiful watch becomes a signature. Simple earrings frame your face without distraction. A quality handbag elevates even the simplest outfit. This is the difference between decorated and refined. Candice understands that after 50, we have nothing to prove. We're not building our identity through accessories. We're enhancing what's already there. And here's the practical beauty of this approach. Minimal accessories are timeless. You're not chasing trends or replacing your entire jewelry collection every season. You're investing in a few classic pieces that work with everything. Gold or silver, pick your metal and stay consistent. Simple shapes that complement rather than compete. And suddenly, getting dressed becomes so much easier. Because you're not deciding between 12 necklaces. You're reaching for the one that always works. 5. The confidence of embracing natural beauty. Let's address what makes Candice Bergen so compelling at 78. She looks like herself. Her hair is naturally gray, beautifully cut and cared for, yes, but gray. Her face shows the character of a life fully lived. There's no attempt to appear decades younger, and that refusal to apologize for age is precisely what makes her so magnetic. This is perhaps the most radical style choice of all in our filter-obsessed culture: authenticity. Candice has clearly decided that chasing youth is less interesting than embracing exactly who she is right now. And the result? She looks confident, grounded, real. For those of us navigating this stage of life, this is permission we didn't know we needed. Your gray hair can be gorgeous, a silver crown you've earned. Your face tells a story, and that story is valuable. This doesn't mean abandoning self-care. Candice clearly maintains her health, her hair is professionally styled, her skin is well cared for. But there's a crucial difference between maintaining and disguising. She's enhancing what's naturally there, not fighting against it. And when you make that shift, when you decide to work with your age rather than against it, something profound happens. You stop looking like you're trying. And that ease, that's what true style looks like. The 6. The intelligence of proportion and balance. Here's a technical aspect of Candice's style that might seem subtle, but makes an enormous difference. She understands proportion. When she wears a looser-fitting blazer, the trousers are more fitted. If the top is voluminous, the bottom is streamlined. She's not wearing oversized everything. That overwhelms the frame. But she's also not in bodycon clothing trying to prove anything. It's this balance that creates visual harmony. And this becomes increasingly important as our bodies change. We might not have the same shape we had at 30, and that's completely okay. But understanding how to balance proportions means we can dress this body, the one we have right now, beautifully. A flowing wide-leg pant looks elegant with a more fitted knit, not another loose layer on top. A structured jacket provides definition that makes everything underneath look more polished. Longer lengths can be incredibly flattering when balanced with the right footwear. Candice often wears ankle-length trousers with heels or sleek flats that create a long, unbroken line. This isn't about rules, it's about awareness. It's about looking in the mirror and asking, does this feel balanced? Does one element provide structure while another offers ease? That visual equilibrium is what makes an outfit feel considered, sophisticated, and ultimately timeless. Number 7, the ultimate secret: authenticity and presence. We've talked about tailoring and color and quality, all the technical elements of Candice Bergen's style. But here's what ties it all together. The thing that makes her truly magnetic: she wears her clothes with complete authenticity. There's no sense that she's performing or trying to be someone she's not. She's found a style that reflects who she actually is: intelligent, grounded, unpretentious, and she shows up in it with quiet confidence. This is the final lesson and perhaps the most important one. Your style should feel like you, not the you from 30 years ago, not the you that fashion magazines say you should be, the you who exists right now with your experiences, your preferences, your life. Candice isn't trying to dress like the ingenue she played decades ago. She's dressing for the woman she's become, someone with depth, wisdom, and absolutely nothing to prove. And when you give yourself that same permission, everything shifts. You stop second-guessing every outfit. You stop asking if something is age-appropriate, a phrase that deserves to be retired anyway. You start asking better questions. Does this feel like me? Do I feel comfortable and confident? Does this reflect who I am today? Because style at its best isn't about following rules or copying someone else. It's about finding your visual language and speaking it fluently. Candice Bergen has done exactly that. And now it's your turn.